Hello everyone, so I'm just giving you a little bit of a pre-warning for this video. I'm filming this segment right now on the 2nd of September, so 8 days since the show. Just to give you a bit of a warning that the footage from show day is a little bit random and all over the place, so I'm going to insert that next after this clip. I'll let you guys watch through the few bits that I kind of actually got that give you a little bit of an insight on the day itself, and then I will catch you afterwards and run you guys through all of my thoughts and my plans moving forward. Oh dear God. Good morning everyone. It's show day. I am just making my morning coffee, just a one pump on an espresso. Got my water here, that's how I'll consume before meal one. But we have woken up at our normal time. It is currently 5:25. I slept okay last night. I was a little bit like restless, not like bad sleep, just obviously my mind is like racing. So a little bit like interrupted just through like excitement, honestly, more than anything. But I am obviously waking up very excited, feeling good. Looking forward to the day ahead, about to rectify this situation with some makeup. So I'm going to sit down for 10 minutes, do my usual journaling, just plan out the day because I want to make sure I feel nice and settled. And then I will go upstairs, get myself ready, give myself plenty of time, that is key. And then we're going to do my top coat of tan. This tan's gone on, like, the colour's really good. Obviously it's a little bit blurry overnight, but the colour's definitely dark enough, which is a good thing. And then we're going to do my tan at 7, and then we're going to hit the road at about 8:30. So yeah, I'm going to crack on in the morning. I'm just going to film a few bits across the day, just for memories really, more than anything. And I'm just filming on my phone, so I'll just film a few bits, put them all together, and then upload them for those who are interested in following along. Hopefully I am now looking a little bit better than I did in the last clip. We are ready. We are on the road.
On the road.
We're on our way to the Theatre Royal in St Helens. Cannot wait. Honestly, I'm really excited, but I'm gonna make sure that I just keep myself relatively chill because I don't want to get too excited. I need to relax. But we're in a very relaxed position here, chilling in the seat. I'm being a passenger princess while AJ drives, which is a change to the usual.
I've been doing a bit more driving recently.
Yeah, you have lately, but normally when we go to a show, I'm driving and AJ's working. So big hats off to AJ. He already knows I appreciate him more than anything, and he has done more for me than I can even articulate. So there you have, and I'm so grateful to you because he's got 5 clients in today.
Oh, 3 new.
Oh, okay.
So 4 total.
Full total.
But I had obviously a manual on stage.
Yeah.
In Australia this week.
So he's also busy with his other clients and just other clients who are also not even doing this show, and he's also still being there to look after me, so I appreciate that massively. But anyway, it is 9:05, so I need to eat my next meal, my first meal, which is going to be 50 berries.
Exactly 50 berries.
50 grams of berries, 30 grams of whey, and then 20 grams of dark chocolate. So we shall consider this out.
It has been a journey. It's been absolutely
In the BNBF Northern figure with an invite to the Britain and the runners-up trophy, please take second place to Los Vickers, number 74.
Go on, Los!
Please welcome.
Okay, so that is pretty much everything that I had to actually run you through from the show day. As I mentioned, it's now 8 days since the show, and I actually planned to film this like literally the day after or 2 days after. But firstly, it kind of took me a little bit of time to just kind of like come down and like wrap my thoughts around the day in itself. And then it's just been honestly a really busy week, not in a bad way. It's just been super busy with work, with cracking on with the usual. As you guys will know, I've got a lot of other girls who are in prep themselves, and I'm making sure that they're obviously taken care of as my #1 priority. So work and my own process obviously comes first, and then when I can update you guys, I want to make sure I can take the time to do it in a proper fashion and wrap up my thoughts. But it's definitely given me, as I say, a good amount of time to kind of decompress from the show day, wrap my head around just the day in itself and also the results, because the day in itself was definitely, firstly, an amazing day, and thank you BNBF for putting on such a great show, but just a very busy and overwhelming day. I think I mentioned this in the last video, just saying how I felt a bit like overwhelmed, not in a bad way, but just because it is all so stimulating, and especially for me as well anyway, when my day-to-day is like very much like Groundhog Day. There's just a lot going on, and BNBF as well was just a very big day. Like, the venue was also a venue I'd not been to before anyway, so that in itself was something that was, as I say, like quite overstimulating, like for me, because I like to kind of feel very familiar with places that I'm going. So that was something I had to kind of adapt to, but it was just a long day. So when you consider, you know, a lot of shows where you have a run through show in your category, you're on stage judged for maybe what, 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and then you get your placing, you're done. BNBF, you have your pre-judge, and then you also have your finals later in the day. And then I also did 2 classes. So it was quite literally like I was on, I was off. I was getting glazed, I was pumping up, I was on, I was off. And then I had a meal to eat, and then I was trying to get backstage ready again, on, routine, off, get glazed again, on, routine, off. There was a lot going on. Like, I actually did, I think I did 13,000 steps on show day, like just from like just being backstage and getting on stage. That was all I did that entire day. So yeah, it was a very busy day, and it meant that it was just a lot to take in, and as a result I maybe didn't feel like super present in the day. So that's kind of why it maybe took me like just a day or 2 afterwards to kind of like wrap my head around the day itself and the outcomes. So as you, I think, will have seen, but I'll run you guys through it. The results were that I came second in women's bodybuilding, and I came second in figure. I actually came second in women's bodybuilding to my amazing client Jess, who won that class and also won Miss Athletic, which was absolutely wicked. And I think there's a video of it, so I'll show you guys, because to be on stage when that happened was incredible. But those were the results, those are the outcomes. The lady Louise who beat me in figure as well, she was also incredible. That's one of those things where you then take a step back and you go, right, okay, how do I feel about that placing? And that's what everyone also wants to know. They're like, how do you feel? Like, how are you feeling after it? And it was really like mixed emotions, and it kind of took me a couple of days to just kind of like think about, okay, like how am I actually feeling about it? Because instantly you think like, oh, you want to win. And of course you do. Like, you do this because you want to win. And I think that for me, I said this before, like going into this first show, I actually had no expectations. I didn't know. So coming away from it, it wasn't even that I was like, I was happy or I was sad. I didn't know what to think. Because I'd also, like, as I say, it was my second ever time on stage. I'd never placed before. So I just kind of need to think, okay, like how do I feel? How do I feel about my placings? And where my placing deserve, absolutely, as I say, the two people who came above me in both divisions, figure obviously being the one that's actually where I'm at the moment. Women's bodybuilding was kind of more of a little bit of a fun one to do. Would I have deserved to win? No, absolutely not. I wasn't in a position to win. But did we gain a lot from this show, and have we seen what I need to do in order to improve moving forwards? Yes, 100%. And has it given us some really, really good feedback to see, like, okay, what do I need to do to be better, to be more competitive within my physique as we look towards the rest of the season? And that's honestly been the most amazing thing that I've been able to step back and have reflection on, is like, right, this season as a whole for me is like really me kind of dipping my toes in. As I've said before, yes, I competed 4 years ago and I did one show, but like this actually feels like my first kind of time competing, and just really kind of understanding my body, where my muscularity's at, how I look at different looks, how far we can push certain things, etc. So I think first and foremost, I just want to say that I am genuinely so proud of what I was able to display at that show, in terms of the improvements, in terms of the muscularity, in terms of just kind of getting on stage and being confident in presenting myself, getting that stage time again, because that was really the main thing. Like the first showing especially was like, right, we want to see where I'm at in terms of like where my muscularity really stands. We want to make sure that we do display the improvements, that I do look like a figure athlete on stage. That's really important, and that I can, as I say, just gain that experience, kind of dust off some nerves, which I've definitely benefited from massively, and then again just gather a really, really good amount of feedback. So I'm definitely really, really happy with that. But of course, we want to continue to improve from there. We want to take on board feedback. This is what bodybuilding is all about, is it's like learning and experiencing different things, and that's amazing for me as an athlete, but also as a coach and just my overall experience as a bodybuilder. So what was obviously the main feedback from that, and what are we looking to do moving forwards? The biggest thing for me is that I just need to get leaner from here. That's really what my physique needs in order to be more competitive, and also I think to display my strengths a little bit better, because I did speak to Vicky about this afterwards, but of course with me being very, very short, I'm never going to, like, as she kind of says, like, I'm never going to outstructure someone on stage. I'm never going to be able to just stand there and my frame really kind of overpower someone. Even though, yes, we're all judged kind of relatively, figure especially is very much about shape and structure. And for me, my shape and structure actually comes to life a little bit more when I am leaner, and also when I can just display my muscularity a little bit better too. But that was always the plan. Like, the plan for us was that we weren't trying to come in at my 100% as lean as I could be at the perfect look at this show. Like, this show wasn't even planned. It was something that, like I say, we wanted to get on. We wanted to see where my muscularity was at. We wanted to dust off some of the nerves, just gather a good amount of feedback. So if I would have come in at 100% at this show, I would have had nothing left in the tank. So I would literally probably be then just trying to hold on to that perfect look for another 6-7 weeks when I actually want to bring my best look for those shows in October. But also it doesn't give us any wiggle room to find where the best look is, because that's kind of what we wanted to see, is, you know, gather the feedback, continue to push a bit more, see where we're at as we go from show to show, and we kind of push those boundaries a little bit more. Because we also have to make sure that the condition that we do chase is also relative to my muscle mass, and also relative to the figure criteria as well, because you can end up going down a path of chasing for condition that isn't there. You know, it's just muscle that you need. If you try and like rush that process, or you go too far, and then you honestly just look like skinny, like that's not what you want to do. And then also relative to the figure criteria as well, you could then end up looking, one, too lean for figure, or simply losing your best possible shape, because again, you've pushed to try and get condition that isn't there because it's actually a muscle mass issue, and then you just look stringy. So it's a fine balance, and that's why taking it step by step is really, really important. So the way that we've kind of then been able to map things out is I've got another couple of shows. So this upcoming weekend, I've got the UKDFBA. I then have PCA the week following from that. So we've been able to just push for a little bit more conditioning into this show. And then we'll maybe be able to push for a little bit more into PCA, depending on obviously how the look is this weekend, how I'm feeling off the back of that. Because you do really have to take a lot of things day by day in terms of what you're doing. And that is a little bit of a shorter turnaround. But we've been able to push a little bit more into this show, maybe have a little bit more condition into PCA, depending on how the look is this weekend. So that's that kind of like smaller bridging of the gap. And then from there, we basically have 4 weeks up until the UKDFBA Open show, where we then have that ability to really kind of test the limits a bit more. It's more time for us to actually push at a very appropriate rate and see what I can handle. And this is, again, like the exciting thing for me is that I can gain so much from this prep, because I really enjoy doing all this regardless of the stepping on stage thing. So this is where then I have that time to be like, right, okay, how far can I be pushed and still look good? You know, where is that tipping point? What can we take away from that? And how can I then translate that into the rest of my bodybuilding career as well, in terms of, you know, future categories, where my muscularity is at, how lean I can actually get. So there's just so much amazing feedback that we can get from this, and I'm going to be able to obviously guide you guys through a lot of that as the weeks now actually come along, so I don't want to ramble on for too long in this video. But I suppose just to let you know where we're at now then. So as I say, 8 days post show. I'm now 5 days out from the UKDFBA, which is going to be this Saturday, the 7th of September. That's the UKDFBA novice show. So I'm really, really excited for that. UKDFBA it's like my home, it's like my family. Like, I've been to so many shows, so many trips with those guys in terms of just going like as a spectator and as a support for the team. So I know those shows like the back of my hand. So I'm really looking forward to kind of having a show where I do obviously feel like really comfortable. I know the venue so well, I know the running of the show really well. So I feel a lot more chilled about it. And of course, just having the show last weekend means that already, as I say, I've dusted off some of those nerves. So I'm just feeling a little bit more relaxed, because you go from being like, oh, I'm 2 weeks out, I'm 1 week out, I'm 5 days out. Whereas now you're just in the season and it's just flowing along. The days are just, they just all mingle into one. But as I say, we've been pushing along just at baseline as usual. My body weight's been coming down nicely, the look's been taking some good steps forward, and we are actually going to be approaching this peak a little bit differently based on what we learned from the last peak, and also just my feedback as well. And this is where, like, one, we're always learning, but I'm also learning that I can give really good feedback to AJ in terms of my understanding of my own body, but also my understanding as a coach, and the fact that I can actually be confident in, you know, I do know how to peak females for stage, and I do also have a really good understanding of my body, but I still need AJ. Like, I couldn't do this on my own, no way. All I'm doing is just giving him feedback, because I still need external eyes. I still need someone to like actually make the calls. It's just that I know I can feedback a little bit more in terms of how I'm feeling or how certain things are. And when you get to that point as an athlete, whether you're a coach yourself, whether you've just been an experienced athlete for several seasons, like, that can be stuff that is really, really helpful for you to give to your coach, so that you can make the right decisions and just learn more again. So a little bit of a different approach going into this one, which I will guide you guys through in another video. So I'm going to do a little bit of another peak week vlog commencing on Wednesday, because I have a rest day. I'm going to get my hair done. I've got a few things to do, so I've got a few more things to kind of guide you through on that front. So I look forward to taking you guys through that then. And if anyone has any questions, anything you want me to cover in this next week's vlog, just let me know. But if you have made it through this video, well done, because it's just been me rambling mainly for a lot of it. And I will try and get some better footage as well when we go into this show weekend as well. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys, and thank you, by the way, for like all of the amazing support as well. It's been quite overwhelming in a positive way. I keep saying that, but it's been incredible. Truly means the world. Like, as I said in the last video, I didn't have this kind of level of support or impact the last time I prepped. So to be able to see that is amazing. I just hope that it's having a positive impact on people, because that's what I want to show. I want to have positive impact. I want to help others in whatever way I can do. So yeah, thank you so much, guys. I'll stop rambling on now. And obviously like, subscribe. I always forget to see that, but like, subscribe if you want to stay tuned with all the future upcoming content, and I will catch you all in the next one.